can't lie, these pre-episode like rambles and stuff is getting long because it's actually just getting long. Because the only thing I use these things for are to hook you guys, one, to get you guys into the episode, and two, to announce that the episode is out. Because if you watch my socials, if you follow the TikTok socials, which you should be doing, if you're not, pause right now and go and follow them. They are in the show notes. If you watch my social, you see that this pre-episode ramble is where I post then the in theme song and then just a bit of the episode, bit of the first part. But like this is basically what I used to announce the episode. But I'm gonna keep on doing them because I find them nice. I find them funny. They get me inside the groove. They get me in the groove of this podcast. So yeah, sit back, relax, and get ready for the best part of your Wednesday. Hello and welcome back or welcome to the Tea Talks podcast. I am still your lovely host Tani, been the same since or been Tani since '05, and yeah, this episode is coming in as scheduled. You almost didn't. You almost very much didn't. I was almost too tired to pick up the mic, but I was like, "What will my fans think if I don't give them content? What would they think? Would they rate me the same if I just said, nah, I'm too tired, no episode this week?" Nah, to push through, push through, get that episode across to you guys, pick up that mic, record, and get the episode across to you guys. So here it is. And that was in the episode. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. So yeah, shopping for the episode. Shopping for this episode. Because last week was the anniversary episode. It was very nice. Reception was pretty alright, nothing overboard. I was expecting a bit more, but like, you get what you get, you don't get upset. But I know that we're still on a upward trajectory. The podcast is still on upward trajectory. This is the 12th episode since coming back from the hiatus. So we are looking good. We're looking good, still on track, you know. Things are looking good for this podcast. And I hope to see a lot more growth over the course of this year. Because now that I have a lot of free time in my hands, or before I get back to school again, but like even when I get back to school, I'm still gonna have free time because I'm a university student. I'm a university student. Of course, I'm gonna have free time on my hands. So that's what I'm just hoping for. More growth and more growth in the podcast and more growth personally because I always like to I always like to grow as a person because if you don't grow as a person if you're the same person you were 3 4 years ago, that's not really ideal. You need to grow as a person and you need to just grow. So yeah, hopefully this podcast goes big and big and we get some sponsorship deals, some cash that's flowing in, and like start doing some stuff for you guys. No promises, but like if we start getting like some serious funds, if this podcast gets like to big levels, yeah, yeah, there might be something in it for you guys who've been here since day one. So trust, yeah, trust. I got you guys. But first, I gotta get the bag first. Once I get the bag, you guys are gonna eat good. Promise. Right then, this is the penultimate Euros update, second to the last one, because the final is on Sunday. So we're very much looking forward to that. But before then, let's look at some of the quarterfinals results. As you can see, I'm not in a great mood. Why? Because the dream is over. The dream for my goat Cristiano Ronaldo to win the Euros, his final Euros, is over. Portugal lost to France in the quarterfinals on penalties, and it was. I'm heartbroken, man. I'm very heartbroken because of this. Well, I can't even think of words. I can't even think of proper words to say because when they draw, when I found out that Portugal are facing France, I was like, France are misfiring. This is definitely going to be an easy route for Portugal. But then Portugal too also misfiring, and it just was not a great moment for me because I definitely I think I cried. I was sad. I was very sad because the reality is my goats Ronaldo is not gonna have the thoughts of Messi or the other guy Messi whoever having a better international legacy than Ronaldo, or just having a better legacy period than Ronaldo is not sitting right to me. I need my goods to come in clutch and like just start stockpiling trophies and winning because I'm sad. Like this broke me. After like on the day of the match, it broke me. I was definitely sad. Like I finished watching the match and I just sat there for about 20 minutes, just staring and just fighting back tears, low key. I was just sad, man. It was a very very sad moment for us, for me, and for what I guess would be the entire of Ronaldo FC. So yeah, we're all grieving, kind of. We're all kind of grieving for Ronaldo's international career, and yeah, hopefully the next World Cup after they sack Martinez, because I kid you know, yeah, Martinez, he was good in qualifying, he was good in the build up to the Euros, but this brother just did not do nothing throughout the Euros. Like Portugal were playing so how do I don't know, not like they are playing bad, but it didn't feel like after the final group stage match, I was like, these guys are not looking, they're not looking great too. I was starting to get worried. Then the round of 16 match against whoever is Slovakia, I think Slovakia. I can't remember. The round of 16 match against Slovakia. No, Slovenia. Sorry, Slovenia. That will happen. I was like, it's not looking great for Portugal then because like they got through that one on penalties. And when they went to penalties again, I was like, yeah, this guy is not what he's doing. And the first time that showed me this guy's not what he's doing, he took off Bruno in normal time. Not even taking off Bruno extra time. He took off Bruno in normal time. Like, come on, man. You know Bruno is going to run. You know Bruno is going to have enough energy to finish the game. Yes, he wasn't on form. Yes, he wasn't really yeah, he wasn't really on peak form. Was really clicking well. But he took him off. And the stupid man too took off Jao Cancelo, who was arguably their best player for the entire first half and into the second half. He was Portugal's best player. All their chances came through Jao Cancelo. And literally, just before he took off Cancelo and Bruno, because he took them both at the same time, just before he took them off, Cancelo and Bruno combined for a shot on target. And I'm like, bruv, come on. Like, come on. Do better than this. Like, that was a dumb sub, very dumb sub to make. And yeah. So I believe Martinez should definitely get the sack for Portugal. If Portugal hope to want any chance of winning that 2026 World Cup, they need to sack him. And probably if Mourinho is available, because also I believe he should take the job. If Mourinho is available, we should take Mourinho because Mourinho is a very good cup manager. He will win new cups, and we need that World Cup. Ronaldo FC needs that World Cup. Now, of course, if Nigeria are in the World Cup, I'll still always supporting my country, Nigeria. But between me and me, I don't believe they're going to make it past round of 16 either. To make it out of the group stage would be very nice. To make it past round of 16 would be an overachievement. But yeah, I'm really supporting Portugal to win next World Cup. So hopefully we can win that one too. Round will be 36, but round will be 36, but by that time he won't be a starter. He'll be more of like let's say a bench player he'll be like let's say on the events that you have on the team just to be there to like motivation and stuff. He won't be starting, but like he'll be on the bench, motivation. And then when if Portugal win, you collect his medal. And that's really all we need, man. That's really all Ronaldo FC needs. Just Ronaldo to collect a medal, World Cup in that. So it shows in the history books that Ronaldo won a World Cup, and that's all we need. That's all we need from him. So unfortunately, the dream for the Euros is over, but the World Cup dream is still there. 2026, we go again. Other quarterfinal matches: Netherlands beat Turkey 2-1. Okay, Spain Germany was the match of the quarterfinals because that thing went to extra time, and it was up on. I didn't know up until that day that so many people hated Cruz. I did not know because Cruz said that this after the last match of the Euros he's retiring, so Cruz is definitely retired now, and I did not know that I didn't know so many people hated Cruz that much, so it was very much a surprise to me. I thought everybody loved Cruz, Tony Cruz, but yeah, apparently he's very much hated outside of Real Madrid, and pretty odd if I say so myself. Again, Yamal and Nico Williams shining for Spain. I tell you, Nico Williams is definitely going to get a big move this summer. He's going to get a big, big, massive move this summer. And now to the shocker, England beat Switzerland. You know how I said I don't think England are going to make it past round of 16. They've made it to the semifinals. Beyond my wildest doubt, beyond my wildest imagination, England have made it to the semifinals of the Euros, and they're facing Netherlands. So, well, based on the run of form that England are in, or not form, the one of results that they are in, I won't put it past them to make it to back Euro finals. And you know what happens when teams make it to back to back finals? They rarely ever lose back to back. Teams rarely ever lose back to back finals. So definitely they would have learned and improved going into this finals. So definitely, look like I say they might win the Euros. After me saying that they're not going to make it past round of 16. Oh my god, this is gonna be so embarrassing if they manage to win these Euros. After all the shit I've chatted on them, it's gonna be so wild. So thank God it's not a massive podcast, because if it was, brother, I'm gonna be getting dragged all over social media. So yeah, that's the Euros. France are facing Spain. England are facing Netherlands for a spot in the Euros finals. And yeah, I'll get back to you next week on what happens in this semi-final matches and in the final, because I'm gonna have to do both of them at once. So yeah, see y'all then. And remember, 2026 World Cup is Portugal's and Ronaldo's. Thank you. Okay, guys, exciting news. We have another artist in focus segment. So that's another 20 minutes where I look into an artist, look into their discography and a bit into themselves. Just look into their discography, give you my feels, give some recommendations, and just overall give you my assessment on the artist. Okay, we've done 21 Pilots, we've done Tyler the Creator, we've done J. Cole. Now for a little bit from a different genre, because we did indie first, then two rappers. Now we're going for R&B, and this is someone who many would have considered the prince of R&B before the incidents, which I'll get into later. The prince of R&B, the crown prince of R&B of this generation, which is Daniel Caesar. Yep, he is this week's artist in focus. So about the incident that I talked about. So apparently he was one of his white friends, and I'm not exactly too versed on the incident, but he was pretty much like saying that black people are too hard on white people, and most of the fan base did not take that. Like, he was cancelled for a while. This was around the time when he released Freudian, which was like 2017. So like people were like, he was actually low key cancelled for a while, but then he's coming back now in his latest piece of work. Not the Bob Marley song I did for the Bob Marley movie. It's a latest piece of work, latest album, solo album, which was Never Enough. He's come back pretty well. He's come back and he's doing well for himself this year. So that's a bit about him. Now, as we do on the podcast, we have an artist in focus. I'm gonna take you through his discography album by album. So the first album on his discography is Pilgrim's Paradise. It's a shorter album because every other album here is longer than this, but like it's only short, 7 songs, 24 minutes, 24 and a half minutes basically. um, I love this album. I actually really like this album a lot. It's like every Daniel Caesar album just has that. It still has that vibe. Just like a nice chill R&B album that you can listen to when you're in your feels or when you want to like set the mood for something. Well, not set the mood, but like basically it's a lovely album that I love to listen to every now and then. My favorite song from this album that I would definitely recommend everybody to listen to is Streetcar. Such a powerful song. Like there's no chorus per se, but it's just the way Daniel Caesar uses his voice in this album. Like the powerful, like his voice just sounds so powerful throughout this album. And it's just something that I love so much. You know, it's a great album. I love this. It's a great song. I love listening to the song a lot, and definitely would recommend you to all listen to it. Definitely recommend that if at all you don't listen to this album, listen to Streetcar. Just listen to Streetcar, man. Listen to Streetcar. It's not really R&B. It's more powerful than that. It's not as soft as an R&B track. It's more powerful than that. But definitely listen to Streetcar. So Pilgrim's Paradise. I haven't really listened to it that much, but like, I like it. The few times I've listened to it, I always enjoyed it. So yeah. Next is one of my favorite albums of the generation, or one of my favorite albums on my rotation that is still in my rotation right now, and it's Freudian. Now, this album is a bang. This album is so nice. Like the way every song meshes together. one after the other. Like there's semi transition. Not gonna say there's full transition, but like there's semi transitions after each song kind of like flows into the next one somehow, somehow, in one way or the other. Maybe not as good as let's say a Mad Villain or a Mad Lib album, but like the way the songs flow into the all each other is very nice, and I really like how Dan Cesar did that. And yeah, to be honest, the first two songs, Get You and Best Part, I think they're just there because like they're two popular songs that Dan Cesar wants to just play in the album. Because kind of like they don't really fit with the album, let's say per se. They don't really fit with the album as a whole. I really feel like the album really starts at Hold Me Down. Yeah, the album really kicks off at Hold Me Down. Because like that's where the what's it called? The flowing into each other starts from. Because Hold Me Down into Neo Roses, Loose, We Find Love, Blessed, Take Me Away, Transform and the Fruit and itself. No, then the title track in the album Freudian to close the album. Now it's a pretty short album again, 10 songs, 44 minutes, 45 minutes technically. But it's still a lovely album, you know. Get You and Best Part are two of Daniel Caesar's biggest songs. My favorite one from the album is Best Part. But forgetting those two, like I said, like I don't believe like they're like parts of the album per se. Like, you're not core parts of the album. Best part, other than that, my favorite song definitely has to be Take Me Away. Like, I've enjoyed this song so much. I used to play it on repeat. When I first came across this album, I played this thing on repeat for like a week, fam. Oh, this song was so good. It's so good. It still is good. It's still in my rotation. Anytime I listen to R&B, I just love going back to this song and just love listening to it. Any R&B playlist I make for you, gonna find at least a couple from Freudian from on that playlist. So yeah, that's pretty much the album. I recommend listening to everything because every time I listen to one song from the album, my mind instantly goes to what's going to play next. So I know this. I memorized this album, not word for word. I memorized this album like I know every song. I know what comes next. Anytime I hear a song from this album, so anytime I hear one song from the album, I'm always like, what song comes next? I'm really quickly to rush to wherever I'm playing the song from, and want to play the next song on the album, or just end up playing the entire album. So like yeah, really love this album, and definitely recommend it to everybody to listen to. Definitely would recommend it to listen to. I give it a let's say 9 out of 10. It's that good. Next album you have is Case Study 01. Another album that I haven't really listened to that much. I've tried listening to it, but just a little bit too experimental for me. 'Cause I think I don't know, just a bit too experimental for me. But the one song that I definitely say listen to is Cyanide, because it's like let's say it's a bit like a Rasta song. How do I say? It's a bit like a Jamaican song, you know, like a Bob Marley type of song, and definitely recommend that you listen to it because it's definitely a lovely song. You know, the lyricism, not the lyricism, but the flow, the vibes of the song are just immaculate. So definitely one song that I say listen to after listening to, let's say, Streetcar, listen to Case Study, listen to Cyanide, listen to the entire Freudian. So yeah, these are the few songs I'm going to recommend for you guys to listen to from Daniel's discography so far. Then next is Never Enough. Now I found this album a bit late, so I listened to the bonus tracks. I'm going to give you the album with the bonus songs in it. You know the bonus songs which are Please Do Not Lean, Banger, Always remix featuring Summer Walker. Love the song. Summer Walker's verse is very welcomed on this song. Then Valentina featuring Rick Ross. Pretty unnecessary feature, but it's alright. It's alright. So yeah, Never Enough. Great album. I think I played this album in total like last year when I found the album. I think I played it like, close to 30 times, rough give or take 30 times. I remember one day I listened like 5 times in one day. It's the album that I really love that much. It was one of my top up. Literally, the opening track for the album was in my Spotify top five on my rap last year. That's how much I listened to this album. The opening track, Ocho Roses. Things I don't even like the opening track that much. It's not one of my favorite songs on the album. Just like I play the album so often that the songs, at least Ocho Roses, is always going to be on, like it's just always going to be on repeat since I played the album so much. So yeah, over Ocho Roses, Valentina, the original, Toronto 2014 featuring Mustafa, Let Me Go, Do You Like Me, banging track, always banging track, cool, Disillusioned, so you love the album. Separate Me Feet, So Serpent with feet on the track as a feature did well. Buyer's Remorse, nice album. Anytime I see Daniel Caesar and Omar Apollo link up on the track, it's definitely gonna be great. Like it's always good songs. This and then is it it's not Evergreens, it's one other song. I forgot the name of this song that Daniel Caesar and this guy linked up on. Let me try and find the car. I definitely know that this song is a banger. Yeah, Invincible. That's my song, Invincible. I love the song Invincible. So that's another song that I recommend listening to. It's by Omar Apollo featuring Daniel Caesar, but like, you definitely would love it. Um, Shop My Baby, great song, man. I don't know, but this song I just love this song a lot, man. This song is very much pain is inevitable. It's definitely the message behind the song is great. Pain saying like pain is inevitable, but misery is a choice. So you're definitely going to experience pain in your life, but to sit down and be miserable about that pain, that's your choice. You can choose to not be miserable. You can choose to like not let it take over you. You can choose to not let it weigh on you too much. But like the pain is inevitable, but misery is your choice. Great message behind the song. Then there's homosexual. No homosexual, homosexual. Featuring Ty Dollar Sign. Now, Ty, this is where I was like, this is the song that really said, like, let me start listening to Ty. In the far distant future, I do see myself giving you guys a Ty Dollar Sign artist focus. That's how much I've been listening to him of late. Can't lie. This guy is good. Ty Dollar Sign is good. Sorry, I digress a bit from the point of this segment, but I said that Ty Dollar Sign is an artist that I definitely recommend that you guys should like listen to his discography, you know. And Vulture, maybe Vultures don't listen to heavy. Don't judge Ty based on Vultures alone. Even though he did very well on Vultures, don't judge him on that alone because the hype of Vultures has kind of died down. But he's still a very good artist, still very good artist, still very great vocalist, and still very good, And then Vincent Van Gogh, all right. Superpowers, lovely song. Every song's album just has a different Daniel Caesar. The way he uses his voice in each song is different from the way he uses his voice in the other songs. So it's just a great album that I recommend listening to. Unst- Unstoppable, which was the original ending track for like the normal album without the bonuses. Very much recommend I listen. Oh, it's not. I don't recommend listening to it, but like it's a nice song. Nice way to end an album. It's not as slow as other album closer that you hear before, but it's a very nice way to end an album. Like I said, Please Not Lean, lovely, lovely, lovely song. One of my favorite from this album. Even though one of my favorite from the bonus, one of my favorite from the album, and definitely my favorite bonus track. Always, like I said before, Someone Walker's verse was definitely well welcomed. And then Valentina, pretty much a pretty unnecessary feature from Rick Ross, but it's still pretty welcomed. It's still nice. Okay, so that's the entire of Daniel Caesar's discography, also albums. Now, in going to listening to his his singles, because he releases quite a few singles, and my favorite single from every Daniel Caesar single definitely has to be Japanese Denim. Now, this song didn't make it onto any album, but like I tell you, it's a great song. You know how I told you listen to Streetcar? Same level, same like same how would I say it? It's the same level of song, same vibe that you get listening to Japanese then that you get listening to Streetcar. So definitely tell you guys to listen to all these albums, if you have time, take a look into Daniel Caesar's discography. Because he's definitely if you have time and love R&B, listen to Daniel Caesar. If you don't already, that's the thing. Because if you don't already listen to Daniel Caesar, start listening to him now. He's a great R&B artist and very much love his work. I'm a big fan of his work. He was in my top five last year. He was in my top five on my Spotify rap last year. So definitely recommend that you listen to him. If you don't listen to him, that's alright. If you listen to him, that's good. But just listen to him and be blessed. Just be blessed. Same. Just yeah. Listen to him, love him, and be blessed. And if you want to even go deeper, now his Tiny Desk concerts. Listen, it's one of the best R&B Tiny Desk concerts of all time. Just listen to just immerse yourself in the world of Daniel Caesar. That's what I'll tell you to do. Go check out his discography. Go check out some of his videos. Just like, yeah, immerse yourself in his music because he's definitely one of the artists that I would recommend anybody listen to. R&B fan or not, listen to Daniel Caesar. So yeah, that is our artist in focus for this week, Daniel Caesar. Guys, we did it. Hamilton FC, we did it. We won a race. I don't just a race. We won Hamilton's last home race with Mercedes. Oh my gosh. You know how I said last week that if Hamilton wins any race, particularly this race, that you're not going to hear the end of it until the next race? Yeah, you're not gonna hear the end of it until the next race. Even then, I'm not gonna stop talking about it because oh my god, it's been so long. You don't understand. It's been 2.5 years since Hamilton's last race win, over 900 days since his last win, and boy was this relieving. Like oh, I almost lost. No, I think I lost it when Hamilton when I realized that, when I clocked that it was 2 laps to go and like oh final lap and Verstappen was like 2.5 seconds behind Hamilton. I was like, yeah, this is it. That's it. Nothing happened anymore. That's it. That's the end. It's game. It's wraps. Game time. That's game. I was so relieved to finally see Hamilton cross that line in first and just oh my god, it was a surreal feeling, and I just if I could go back and relive that feeling, I would definitely capture that, put it in the bottle, and live and just I'd sell it like crack. Honestly, I treat that bottle of that moment like crack because I was so happy. I was actually so happy. I don't think I stopped screaming until I don't think I stopped screaming until Hamilton got out of the car. I that's that's how excited and happy I was, man. It was surreal moments, great moments in front of the British crowd, man. Last home race in Mercedes, it was great. I mean, let's even take it throughout the weekend because in practice, Mercedes looks very good in practice. But I think after free practice three, it was George first, Hamilton second, and Norris Lando third after practice. Then qualifying came about. Verstappen, I was thinking Verstappen would just clear qualifying like he always does. But then apparently he got some damage to his car, which they couldn't really do anything about. So he ended up qualifying in fourth. So that means that so like basically the same way free practice three ended, it's the same way the grid was, same way that quali ended. So oh, in terms of like the front three. So it was a British front three. It was George on pole, Hamilton second to make a Mercedes front row lockout. Then Lando third P3, then Verstappen P4. Now the race happened, the race came, and let me tell you, yeah, up until for a while it looked like as if like Mercedes got the start spot on. They got the start spot on, excellent start. You know, George pulling out and then Hamilton pulling right behind George to block off Verstappen and Lando from taking a position. And they stayed close together for the first few corners, stayed very close together. So none of them could like overtake each other. So it was a very good strategy. But then this guy Verstappen managed to overtake Lando and enter P3. So it was like Verstappen behind Hamilton. So it was very troubling for Hamilton. But he ended up not being a big factor. The first 20 or so laps, the first stint on the tires were pretty calm, you know. It started raining towards the end of the first stint for the first round of pit stops. And let me tell you, that rain really caused a lot of issues. And one thing I always say, yeah, one thing I've noticed since like last year, that McLaren car is phenomenal in the rain. I don't know where they managed to get all the grip they're getting. I don't know where they get all that grip from, but that McLaren car is phenomenal in the rain. So when the rain started, when the rain started, yeah, Hamilton pulled ahead of George Russell. But then thing is, soon after they put just after like 2 corners after, both of them went off the track and came back on. And obviously, because like before then, Hamilton and George were like let's say 3 seconds ahead of next of third and fourth, which was Lando and Piastri, the two McLarens. When they came back on the track, they were like less than a second behind, so they were obviously in DRS range. And the annoying thing was that right after that happened, because obviously Lando, what was that? I said before, the McLaren is very good in the rain, so Lando overtook George, Lando then overtook overtook Hamilton. Then Piastri overtook George too. So George also ended up in fourth after the rain and everything. And one thing, and then like I said before, that McLaren is good in the rain and all. So obviously, Verstappen, obviously Lando was top at the time. Then Hamilton, then Piastri, then George. Then very soon after, Piastri overtook Hamilton, but Hamilton still managed to keep close to Piastri because Hamilton too is pretty good in wet conditions. George, I don't know, man. He seemed as if he was struggling a bit. And then just to make matters worse, later on in the race, George ended up not finishing the race because like I think it's a water pump failure. So there was no water in the car. So very unfortunate for George, man. Started on pole, real chance of winning this race, but ended up not even finishing. So very much, very tough, very tough for George, honestly. Um, yeah. So those McLarens, quick as hell, quick as the lightning in the rain, and he overtook Hamilton and won. It was a McLaren 1-2 for a while, for a very big while. So wherever they're getting their grip from in the rain, I think other guys need to like take a look and just like get ideas and start looking at them because that is very much the blueprint for for how to build a car that thrives in wet conditions. So eventually they all after the rain kicked up a bit, everybody went on to intermediate tires, wet weather tires. Verstappen went on to wet tires first, which ended up helping him. Because at the time George was still in the race, so Verstappen going on to wet tires helped him and he came out ahead of George because at this time Verstappen was like around sixth. No, Verstappen was fifth. Yeah, Verstappen was fifth and then Sainz was sixth. I was like Verstappen pitting first onto the intermediate, ended up him getting to fourth. Then this guy George was fifth. So Verstappen was definitely back into the race due to that call of pitting early. Anybody else pitted, they came back out as they normally would come back out. So it came back out Lando, like that, and these people, what's their name? What's his name? McLaren actually opted to leave this guy out, Piastri out, which ended up backfiring on them because they ended up finishing like sixth. So it wasn't really great strategy from McLaren for Piastri. So Mercedes double stack because McLaren didn't want to double stack Piastri and Lando, but Mercedes double stacked George and Lewis, and it works out well. Mercedes actually, from what I've seen, from the two double stacks I've seen from Mercedes, or from the few I've seen, Mercedes are pretty good at double stacking their cars. Pitting them one after the other, like on the same lap, pitting them on the same lap, and then coming in one after the other. They're pretty good at doing that. So I'll give them props for that. They were before a while ago. I was like Mercedes could never do a sub 3 second pit stop, but now they're doing pretty good with double stacks, which is very good for them. Kind of like their pit crew has definitely gone up a notch. They've definitely improved on themselves. So that was the on the race. Then pitting onto soft tires after the rain had cleared up because those intermediate tires were like dying, like they were rubbering very quickly. So it was like they had to get onto any soft tires. But the problem was Mercedes did not have any other tires than the soft or hard. Now Verstappen, who at the time was in third, so definitely was pushing. Oh yeah, he pitted onto hard tires, while Lando who was first, and Lewis who was second pitted onto soft tires. Now the thing is, Lewis pitted onto soft before Lando. Lewis came to the pit before Lando, and Lando thought that he could. And then a slow pit stop from Lando allowed Lewis Hamilton to come out ahead of Lando Norris after the pit stop. So after the pit stops had happened, Hamilton was first, Lando was second, and Verstappen was third. Now those hard tires were moving. Like those, Verstappen got all his tire calls perfectly. So those hard tires were moving in those Silverstone conditions. So Verstappen was definitely gaining ground on both of them with like 12 laps to go. And those softs were definitely not going to last 12 laps with Verstappen behind you moving like that. So Lando's tires gave out first. Lewis, as you all know, is very good at managing his tires and still keeping up a good pace. But Lando was definitely not good. And Lando had to defend Verstappen for a while. He tried his best, but he could not do anything against Verstappen on old soft tires, and Verstappen was on like hard tires. So hard tires, which were surprisingly pretty quick. So Verstappen managed to pass Lando, and I was like, if Lando can hold Verstappen for as long as he can, Lewis has a good shot at winning this race. But like once Verstappen passed Lando, like, oh god, it's raps, man, it's raps. Pack it up, man. Hamilton is a good. You tried your best, but thankfully, Hamilton's tires weren't as dead as Lando's tires. So Hamilton could still put in some fast laps, and he definitely did well for himself. Like Hamilton definitely did very well to manage the tires and to see out the race, and then cross the finish line first. Gosh, what a moment for Lewis Hamilton to win his last home Grand Prix with Mercedes. Man, it's been a while. So on the records that he broke on that one day were crazy. First of all, extending the most wins by a single driver. Then now he holds the record for most wins on a single track by any driver, which is 9 at Silverstone, beating Michael Schumacher's record of 8 at wherever, I can't remember. So yeah, Lewis Hamilton won the race. Great moment for everybody. I was ecstatic for the entire of the day, and it was a great moment, lovely moment. The pictures after Hamilton celebrating in tears, it was lovely, man. Great, and I also hope it's not the last win that we get to Hamilton. I need to experience this again. Like, I need to experience these emotions again. Like, maybe another race this season, maybe the Brazilian Grand Prix if it's not already happened. If it has happened, whatever. If it not already happened, Hamilton's second home race. It's a kind of like a Hamilton joke, like Hamilton honorary Brazilian. But like, yeah, Hamilton's second home race, the Brazilian Grand Prix. Hopefully, he can win that one soon. So like, because I need another Hamilton win. Like, I fully need another Hamilton win. This can be the last one from in Mercedes. I need another win. So yeah, great GG Hamilton, and that brings us to the end of our triple header. So until next race, guys. Okay, guys, remember that album I told you about last week, Loom by Imagine Dragons? Yeah, I listened to it. That's a lie. I've listened to it on repeat for the past week, and I must say, it is a banging album. Imagine Dragons is one of those artists that you can't go wrong with an Imagine Dragons song. Like, there's no objectively wrong. There's no objectively bad Imagine Dragons song. Not even subjectively bad Imagine Dragons song. It's just they're one of those groups or one of those artists that just make good music that no matter where you are, you just vibe to. And this album is another one of that. It's like a rock album, and I like it a lot. Really like it a lot. Favorite track is "Take Me to the Beach," and it just got that Imagine Dragons. You just got that Imagine Dragon vibe. When you listen to Imagine Dragons song, you know what you're looking for, and this album has everything you're looking for. So I'm loving this album a lot. I've loved this album a lot. I can't give you a really good review on it. Usually it takes me, like, let's say, several listens to give you a proper review on an album. But I can tell you this album is definitely worth listening to. It's an Imagine Dragons classic, and you definitely would love listening to it. Take Me to the Beach is my song recommendation of the album, and yeah, might as well just make it out on the weekend. Like, I'm feeling a bit tired right now, and it's a bit late. So yeah, this is your album of the week, Loom by Imagine Dragons. All right, my folks, thank you for tuning into this week's episode. Your listening and your being here is very much appreciated. I know I said very much, but like, screw you, I don't care. um Thank you for listening, and if you enjoyed the episode, make sure to download it and leave a review in the show notes or in the Spotify, wherever, which is more convenient for you, or the link in the show notes, not in the show notes itself. There's a link to a link tree at the bottom. You see a place where you say do a review. You can leave a review there, or you can leave it in Spotify, because there's a box for that on Spotify now. um yeah, follow the podcast socials. Each of them is linked in the show notes, or you can go to Linktree and get each of them individually from there. See you guys next week, man. You know, hopefully, not hopefully. See you guys next week, definitely. Yeah, take care, keep 100, and peace.